Gridiron Productions presents the 43rd Annual Gridiron Show, Seedy-ROM.
All I want is a room somewhere far away from the goddamn mayor.
Seedy-ROM, Seedy-ROM, this is not like a TV sitcom. If you're not famous, horses will choose. All white stripes will be up your pocket gas. Critical slabs, so we started abusing the gas. We put our politicians that's the way that they run. And don't you make our promises a whole lot of fun. We guarantee a cycle make before we are done. Seedy-ROM, 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 Seedy-ROM. It's a drive with the knife with the bomb. We won't be making miracles too. That we and you never could we've been waiting all year. For these jokes and these balls in the bed. We are not circumspect. Sometimes we're outside but we don't show no respect. And this is just another great song that we play. Seedy-ROM, Seedy-ROM, Seedy-ROM. We've had lots of trouble running Windows 95. The latest came out way too soon. Bill Gates brought it out without the bugs out. And now we're all taking this route. We had to upgrade, we didn't want to. We're putting our backs to the wall. But things won't run, old applications. Please tell us how to uninstall. Now there's no support for the Windows 3.1. We feel like we're under attack. Since Microsoft won't give us assistance, why don't we all go buy a Mac? His eyes are blinking and his mouth is shrinking. He's a man who's sitting there yet.
My daughter is into computers. Johns Hopkins gave her a degree. She knows everything about software, and she explained it all to me. I learned about faxes and email. America
programma Hockey som varje IBM.
In Deutschland involved IBM Computer.
Je suis seulement trop français avec computer IBM.
Faduci paciuli grana sapakamputi IBM.
IBM, UBM, we all BM.
I'd love to put her on a small boat to China, all by herself, alone. Get her and keep her out of town evermore. Leave all her carving, don't on our shore. Keep her remake on a small boat to China. If that I cannot fix, I'd only settle for a moving man head to the far end of this great sense.
Welcome to This Week with David Brinkley. And now, here is David Brinkley.
Good morning. Our guest this morning is Clinton Campaign Advisor James Carville. Good morning, Mr. Carville.
Good morning, David.
Good to have you here. Welcome. Glad you're here. You're always welcome here.
Thank you, David.
Happy to have you.
Thank you.
You were here, what, 6 months ago?
That's right, David.
Well, we're glad to have you back. Welcome.
Thank you.
You can come back anytime. Glad you're here.
Good to be here.
Well, Mr. Carville, I'm sorry, but our time is up. Good to have you here. We'll have you back again.
This has been This Week with David Brinkley.
exhausted, spinning tales of the long, long ago. Her books never have been banned in Boston. They're as pure as the white driven snow. So how come these days in the movies she's the fashion? With her ups of rocker heroines in tow. Without sex, without violence or passion. Jane is hot, she's on top, she's below. All her gentlemen heroes are gentle, kissing hands is as far as they go. But the ladies find that sentimental, quite genteel and of course apropos. They play it cool and conversations quite exhausting, though we notice that their bodices are low. Those poor virgins portrayed by Jane Austen, their mamas tell them marry for dough.
We'll have the conclusion of this fascinating wildlife special in just a moment, but first we want you to know that without you, there would be no public television. Right, Donna?
That's right, Chris. Just think for a second about this wildlife special. Where else could you see scientists sticking a 28-foot tube up an elephant's ass?
That's a great point, Donna, and that's what PBS is all about.
If you call during this break and contribute $150, we'll send you a copy of this incredible book, KUAT's History of White People in Tucson.
That's right, Donna. You know, some people accuse PBS of being too liberal. Darn it, we'll admit with this incredible book, based on KUAT's award-winning special, The History of White People in Tucson. Because white people deserve a place on PBS and KUAT gave it to them.
That's right, Chris. That's what PBS is all about.
I see we're getting the signal to go back to our wildlife special. Thanks for watching, and remember what PBS is all about.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, let me summarize the highlights of this case. The prosecutors, a bitch named Russia, she's run fast, but nobody taught you. Her little helpers, a brother named Darden, whenever he sees her, the dude get a heart on OJ. Oh man, yeah. The defense team is called the Dream, and I think Shapiro is really a zero. But Shrek and Baby make me proud. They ain't too bright, but they show all out. OJ, hey man, say what? Say what? Let me hear you, say what? The judge in this case is a boy named Ito. Did everyone see that traditional mosquito? OJ, Now, OJ handled a little domestic strife. So much concluded, he got the right. The better be playing golf in the shade while the property rocking by rules and bed. If the blood don't fit, you must have quit. If the blood don't fit, you must have quit. OJ, hey. Now, Masha made an issue way at the beginning. She insisted upon a walk in the dark. She showed plenty of the blood in the blood. She tried to imply there was time to cry. But if the blood don't fit, you must have quit. If the blood don't fit, you must have quit. OJ. Say what? Say what? Yeah. The cops refused. The aid of the maid, they exaggerate. The aid of the gate. The through white posture was from the German, the land mislaid, some DNA. And after the blood, there were many drops. They were all taken by racist property. OJ. Amen. Yeah. The stranger explained the track in the back, they did not deal with the fast food meal. They never mentioned the hole in the stove with a template from where hole in the road. Yeah. OJ. Say what? Oh yeah. OJ. Say what? Oh yeah. Whenever an LA cop was hard, Marsh would bring out that friggin' chart. That wasn't all. I could forgive him, but the problem is the victim's living. If the glove don't fit, you must have quit. If the glove don't fit, you must have quit. Say what? out to OJ's door, but the black glove don't fit no more. They hung innocent black man from a tree. The sister named Rachel, no OJ. No OJ. Say what? If the glove don't fit, you must have quit. And if the glove don't fit, you must have quit. What? If the glove don't fit, you must have quit. If the glove don't fit, you must have quit. Come on, OJ. Yeah.
I don't like. Cellular telephones, that's what I don't like. Who are they calling when they're driving around town? Why do they always talk louder in restaurants? They're mostly yuppies anyway, but they ought to call them phonies. I've had a lot of trouble with the network because of my attitude, so I'm trying to change it. I'm trying not to be so sexist anymore. The broads don't like that. Do you suppose if a synchronized swimmer drowns, the rest have to? Did you ever stop to think and forget to start again? I saw this great movie about Alzheimer's. I can't remember the name of it. Sometimes I get amnesia and deja vu at the same time. I think I forgot this before. I used to think I was indecisive, but now I'm not so sure. I saw this ad the other day, telepath wanted. You know where to apply. There's so much stigma attached to smoking these days. I hear that in order to be politically correct, they're thinking about changing the name of the Great Smoky Mountains to the Great Non-Smoky Mountains. If toast lands butter side down, and a cat always lands on his feet, what happens if you drop a cat with a piece of toast strapped to his back? And what happens after they make styrofoam? What do they ship it in? I saw this sign at the grocery checkout stand that said 10 items or less. So I changed my name to Les. I was president of the Origami Society until it folded. It was in all the papers. Do you think they ought to take up a collection to send vowels to Bosnia? Or would that be self-serving? And this fear of long-haired cats and fuzzy sweaters. I think it's called agoraphobia. And if you pull the wings off a fly, would you have to call it a walk? I think a Freudian slip is where you say one thing and mean your mother. And what if there were no hypothetical situations? Do you suppose Billy Crocker has a problem with yeast infection? I knew that'd get a rise out of it.
The citizen is Tucson.
Really deep shit, Toto.
If you care about Tucson, you have to read the Tucson Citizen. If you read any other newspaper, we'll thank you to get your ass out of town.
I'm Glenn Crook, say Lockstar. It's time for me to say au revoir. Say Lots Crook, that's no joke, and I've one more massive stroke, I'm fleeing. Got to go, gotta go, where I go you'll never know, I'm fleeing.
The Arizona Daily Star. We'll take you there. That is, if you want to go there. I mean, if you're a woman between the ages of 18 and 35, and you'll subscribe to the paper if we take you there, then we'll take you there.
The Arizona Daily Star. All the news that's fit to market.
Well, we had a greedy rock promoter, offered $500 million. We have words of wisdom, let us be. We think the whole reunion ideal really truly sucks. We don't need the money, let us be. Let us be, let us be, let us be, let us be. Never gonna happen, let us be. We know you're broken hearted people. We don't want to play that game. There is just one answer, let us be. Since Chapman shut the walrus, it can never, ever be the same. Not to mention Yoko, let us be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Don't we dump the dead guy, let it be.
Hello, I'm Will Gibbons, and I'm still dead. But I'm here to talk to you about the elusive Arizona legislature nut. There are a lot of good things to eat in the wild, but this is one to stay away from. Now, it's easy to recognize. It has a neutral color, an odd shape. You can find it almost anywhere, but they're really abundant in Phoenix. And if you should bite into one, you'll find it has an odd flavor and absolutely no substance. I'd pass on the Arizona legislature nut if I were you. It can only make you sick, and it can cost you plenty. To be real honest, if I were taking a walk in the woods or on the desert, I'd just take along some granola bars. They might make you fart all day, but at least you know what you're getting. I'm Will Gibbons, and I'm still dead.
Today I happened to espy bright colors arching overhead. They really caught my eye. Without a drop of rain, my golly, something was awry. They ran from red to purple, like we learned in junior high. There's infrared, here's ultraviolet, ghost rainbow in the sky. That cockamamie rainbow maker sits on City Hall, a doohickey contraption some mad scientist installed. I heard a kid cry, looky there, a crayon waterfall. He had the sense of beauty of a true Neanderthal. There's infrared, here's ultraviolet, ghost rainbow in the sky. That scientist is wacky, but some people he might please. His rainbow's ticky-tacky like those colorized movies. We like 'em raw by cracky, we don't need no parodies. Old faithful of the rainbow world, to me it's low-tech sleaze. There's infrared, here's ultraviolet, ghost rainbow in the sky.
You planned the perfect fundraiser, the perfect show, the perfect event. And what happened? Your headliner didn't show up. Your event is ruined and you lost a bundle. Sound familiar? Next time, consider a hassle-free, efficient, dead entertainer. Always on time, always in line, always dependable. At Dead Entertainment, we have an exclusive line of no-ego, argument-free, union-scale performers ready for that next big show.
Honey, look! Isn't that...
Sure is, and he's still dead.
Dead Entertainment, because the show must go on, and on, and on, and on.
I don't want them, you can have them, too much fat for me. Labor ain't for free, too much fat for me. I don't want this drag on earnings in my company. Obsolete, too much fat for me. Golden handshake, I am caring, just remove them from my profit sharing. Profit zooming, Wall Street booming, why do the glee? If you not take me, give them all to me. Who needs older, wiser workers arguing with me? Take no sass, fire their ass from my company. Don't let corporate lay off Asia. It's just healthy social euthanasia. 20 years of company watch, but no security. Please don't cry, say bye-bye, leave the fat for me. Hey!
Dough. Sliced, whole, no sugar. Do you know it? No, people know it. President knows it. Bob owns it.
Dough, not just another pineapple.
We keep coming around a mountain, cause we're bombs. Yes, we're coming around a mountain making slums, cause we're bombs. Everything is helter-skelter as we scramble for some shelter and for food to fill our empty tummy tones. They don't want us hang around their neighborhood. Say we steal and don't know how to labor good. Little items we may pick up, but we never stay to stick up. We just rob the rich like Mary Robin Hood.
Now, we don't want to make a mountain out of a molehill, but a lot of good people seem to have lost their jobs to something called restructuring. Our chorus knows the process all too well.
I was downsizing a corporate merger. My ass got crushed by a corporate purger. I found a crate and I lined it with foam. The base of a mountain is where I call home. I had a family and made a good living. To every charity I would be giving. I never thought I would sink quite this low. Tell me what happened, cause I do not know. I need shelter from the swelter, shelter from the cold. This isn't exactly what I had in mind. For me, I got growing cold.
Speaking of mergers, even people with bank accounts are getting worried about corporate mergers. Has the First Interstate Bank become the worst interstate bank?
Oh no, the Wells Fargo merger is up. Come into my bank, I wish it would pass me by.
All this merging, buying out, and laying off may seem like serious stuff to our A-Mountain singers, but it's Mickey Mouse to some folks.
Now it's time for us to buy another company. M-I-C.
See? I told you we were greedy.
K-Y. Why? Because Michael Eisner wants another big bonus. Now,
Is big money, right? Well, not always. Sometimes economic economic wars break out over a mere 6 bits.
There'll be no circus, no greatest show on earth, no Ringling Brothers. These be mothers. Here at the TCC have records for us others. For just 6 bits, they act like shits. The circus would not do business with city council clowns.
6 bits, that's 75 cents. And 75 is how fast you can go on many Arizona highways. But as our chorus would know, if they had cars, of course, that's just too damn fast.
Speeding, speeding, out on the interstate. What's your hurry? Do you think you'll be late? Everyone's in a scurry. They fuss and fret and worry. But they'll look great at the pearly gate with a steering wheel up their nose.
And speaking of life in the fast lane,
it's so sleazy being she.
but you don't always have to hire prostitutes to get screwed. And you don't even have to be a woman to turn a trick. Even congresswomen can get pricked.
All around Congressional Hill, Enid chased her hubby, looking for the money he stole. There goes Tubby.
Well, as long as Enid can wake up and smell coffee, she'll be all right. In fact, researchers have recently found that coffee really gives women a reason for living. Thank God it's not men.
If you drink your caffeine, women's eggs will pass you by. So please have another cup of coffee, and then ladies, you don't have to die.
But don't drink too much. You know what can happen when you get too much caffeine. In fact, some people become really rabid.
Isms, we've been thinking how much damage there can be when fanatics take up farming and do it religiously.
But if you can't make it as a terrorist, you might take your hot wiring talents to Annapolis. Our singers admit this is a cheap shot.
Car thieving pays, my boys. Car thieving pays. Farewell to poverty. Got rich on our parade. We sailors joined the ring, then went amok. Farewell to liberty. We did it all to make the fastest buck.
And if you get into too much trouble with the law, try really hard to remember that old saying, only a fool is his own lawyer.
Lockups for Epley Bailey, stuck in the clink. Hey, Epley all day long. Got you for hanky-panky, what did you think? You know that you've done wrong. Nobody to defend you, although you're there. You gotta stretch endurance while you've broken the law and live with your jaw. Lee Bailey got your own rock fire.
If you're a middle-aged white male who believes your life, your wife, and your kids are all the government's fault, if you've had it with taxes, regulations, flavored coffee, big government John C. Scotts, signs, diarrhea, and noodles, and there may be a place for you in the Arizona militia. If you think you have what it takes, and if you've just been released from the Arizona State Hospital, then you can be one of us. The few, the paranoid, the very strange, the Arizona militia.
Hey, Martha, ho, Martha, 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 hi. Martha, hey, Martha, ho, hi, ho. We will follow you with our smoked and glue. Martha, hey, Martha, ho, superstar. Ladies, I am overjoyed to meet you face to face. I've been getting quite a name all around the place, making doughnuts and raising loaves of bread. And now I think I am a god. Yes, you heard what I said. 'Cause I am the top, I'm the cream of the crop. I'll prove to you that I'm divine. I'll turn your water into wine. I'll do that for you, so you know that it's true. Marble students are gone. I can fix your tacky home with spittle and spray. I can also change your bread the old-fashioned way. Cutting flowers and hanging up your drapes, making after dinner mince from lemons and grapes. 'Cause I am top, I'm the cream of the crop. I'll prove to you that I'm no fool. I'll retire swimming pool. I'll slow cook a roast and make you the perfect toast. Marble students are, marble students are, marble students are gone. Always knew that I'd be your disciple. Knew that I'd be like you if I tried. What's the matter, dear? God, your career that your husband dumped you wasn't justified.
I'm Hillary Clinton, and I want to talk to you about an amazing new product designed to give you peace of mind, improve your marriage, and take the way out of wayward. It's Ziploc trousers, an incredible innovation that lets you drop your husband at the airport and go about your business. So whether your husband is on his way to Croatia, China, or Cleveland, give him the gift that stops the giving. Give him Ziploc trousers. And when he gets home, he won't be giving you anything you didn't already have.
Ziploc trousers keeps little things little.
If I'm ever in a jam, I'll just scram. If I'm falling from a tree, la-dee-dee. In my wagon, I'm the daredevil spaceman Spiff. Watch that clip. It's friendship, friendship. What a grand pretension. But now our friendship is in eclipse. No more comic strips, except the funny paper in the sky. I am Calvin, Otto Pratt, Otto Pratt. I'm this tiger, name of Hobbs, pair of snobs. In the winter, I go racing upon my sled. Crack your head, it's friendship, friendship, to the bitter endship. Our dumb cartoonist is pulled the plug down the drain, hug, hug, to that big funny paper in the sky.
When you feel overwhelmed by lakes, fish, birds, squirrels on Mount Grand, or just by trees, it's time for Gingrich, the fast, efficient way to clean out a country top to bottom. Gingrich, a national enema for national resources, now available without restrictions.
Oh, the government got shut down, 'cause Bill made Gingrich frown. His powers lay got him this way, and he was such a clown. If the president won't give in to Republicans, that's a sin. But damn, the cosmic won't be bossed, he'll have to do it again. His agenda is clearly right, thinks he's got a big plebiscite. But Bill would say it's VOA, and it's just a big crock of shite. Get the artillery! Hillary will help us make the travel fiasco cost her.
And the untimely death of Foster.
Well, that'll do quite a bit to kill Hillary. Hillary. So let us persevere to look sincere with question marks and witnesses about Hillary. Hillary! If not grandly, and we have a whole lot of hearing, we could drag this thing out forever till the public has got her. Hillary.
Unforgivable sin.
She's enough to make broad who dares to compete with them. That is Hillary. Hillary will be Hillary.
Fib a little bit, fib a little lie, a little fib a little lie, a little fib fib fib, lie a lot, fib a little bit, fib a little lie, a little fib a little lie, a little fib fib fib, lie a lot, fib a little bit, fib a little lie, a little fib a little lie, a little fib fib fib, lie a lot, fib a little bit, fib a little lie, a little fib a little lie, a little fib fib fib, lie a lot, fib a little lie, a little fib a little lie, a little fib fib fib, lie a lot, fib a little lie, a little fib a little lie, a little fib fib fib, lie a lot, fib a little bit, fib a little lie, a little fib a little lie, a little fib fib fib, lie a lot, fib a little bit, fib a little lie, a little fib a little lie, a little fib fib fib, lie a lot. The right will get your spot.
Senatorum, Aldamato, Respectorum, cause you gotta, Adoremus, Elephanto, Obligato, whipsum donkey, dignatorium, sonato, Hilarimus, Probatory, pick up partus, White House story, delving deeply
into pastus. Findest little lie and kick her in her cognoscenti astus postum daily. Press releases, Clinton land deal, pick 2 pieces, until White House, screamus whipsy, and Paisano get a giant submarine base in Poughkeepsie, me extremis, Court Supremus, New York Yocus, no make jocus, Clarence Thomas, City Yamas, and D'Amato no left pubic hair on cocos.
Hello, I'm Princess Di from Metamucil Daily Therapeutic Systems. Yes, this is Di, the one who lost, to Camilla. Camilla, who I think of as, well, stay with me now. Remember, all I want is to bring joy to the world. Even Camilla. Well, anyway, I think of Camilla as a bowel movement. You see, I want her out of my life, out of my system. That's why I take Metamucil every morning. And by noon, when I'm sitting on the only throne I'll ever sit on, I eliminate Camilla. Gently, slowly, easily. And I think of that bastard with the enormous ears, hugging, caressing, and kissing Camilla. And I laugh. It brings joy to me, thinking of Charles hugging a you-know-what. Oh, God, this is so crude. But I need the money, you see. Buy Metamucil, please. And I hope I've brought you some joy.
right, just go ahead and do it, that's pretty much what you're doing, right? And point, and tippy, and plie. Don't you plie, that's plie, and one more, there we go, and one more, and then one more after that. And now it's time for the dying swan, as it were, the dying cow, actually. Oh, this is terrible. He's been overcome by mad cow disease. Oh, this is terrible. In their grief, the cows stagger back and forth. Oh, and now they're just so distraught, so overcome with grief at the loss of one of their friends, that they just stagger aimlessly about the stage, cooing occasionally. Oh, this is terrible. Perhaps you ought to check and see if she's still alive. Guess, well, hard to tell. They're just overcome with grief. This is terrible. This is a moving moment. Now they all come down stage. They just don't know what to do. But one more time, they just turn around and Peg and Arabella. You probably thought you'd never see a tribute to mad cow disease. Someday perhaps you will. That's it for the first act. Take 15 minutes off and we'll see you back here later. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the Mike Eckroth Trio. High. My name's John, and I'm here to introduce the band. They play about as well as they sing. How are you? You having a nice time? It's not too subtle, is it? I always worry that it may be a little subtle. Over here on bass, on loan to us from the Tucson Symphony, where he plays third base and utility outfielder. Ladies and gentlemen, the bassist of all bass players, Jeff Hamilton. Comes over here every year to broaden his repertoire. I hope it's not painful. Back here in the back with the odd haircut is you've been doing the show since 65. Wow. He was 3 when he started. Had the same haircut back then that he has now. Tom has been the acting principal at Tucson High. He never could act. And you were there during the famous Tucson High riots. And if you read the interview with Tom in the newspaper, he didn't seem to be his usual cheerful self after that. This is the man who wanted to call in airstrikes on Tucson High, ladies and gentlemen, Tom Patrick. Oh, gee. When are you going to retire again soon? About 2 days. He retires every year. And here on piano, you're about to be, when are you going to be 21? In 6 days, he'll be 21. And then it will be legal for him to play this show. Our musical director and one hell of a piano player, ladies and gentlemen, Mike Eckroth. Okay, look out, here comes the second act.
Politicians are packed in tight. Some are to the left and a few to the right. We dance around the issues kind of nice and light. And we run attack gas and we start a fight. We travel around the country with a style and grace. Everywhere we go we wear a happy face. We lie to get elected and we turn our backs. And that's what we call falling you jack. We say we'll cut your taxes, make the budget neat. Take care of drugs and crime and clean up every street. We'll shake your hand and hold your kid and kiss your feet. We bash each other constantly, it's quite a treat. We tell you a better life is near and far. We tell you what you want to hear, it's quite bizarre. If we were doctors, they would call us quacks. But in politics, it's falling you jack. Democrats, Republicans, and Pharaoh too say they'll help you out, but that just isn't true. Feeding at the public trough is nothing new. And when it comes right down to it, we've not a clue. We want you on election day to make a choice. We'll even tell you blatantly you got a voice. It's too damn late, we've been bought by a pack. Another way we're following you, Jack.
My name's Alexander. The first name's Lamar. 'Cause I didn't pander. I didn't go far. I'm He also ran from Texas on Center Turffield ground. I better keep my day job. Nobody gave a damn. Some think the time is right for flatter taxes, and so do I, and so do I. Some think the wealthy need a prophylaxis to rectify and simplify. So I spent $1 gazillion. The money's mine, each buck is mine. To grab the IRS's scruffy collars, my cause is fine. The bottom line, flat tax, dividends are free. Rich men, all my jamboree. I'll keep the dough that my dad left. The tax I paid left me bereft. My flat tax is fair, and most especially to me. Come, Mr. Candidate, come to my cabana. Campaign, come cool and gotta go home. Want me for running mate? Give my wife bandana. Wife say no cool and gotta go home. Mate, me say no. Campaign, come cool and gotta stay home. Mate, me say no, 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 me say no. Campaign, come cool and gotta stay home. Our great country's in the crapper, what a sad story. What we need's a neo-Nazi to restore our glory. Where is he? Who could that man be? Then there he was, he overdoes the man for you and me. You better vote Pat Buchanan for president. He will make sure you're not gay. Brown shirts and boots are back again. I will enslave each black again. Vote Pat Buchanan for president. Aliens won't stand a chance. Vote Buchanan as president. All the zealots go into a trance. Every day in his campaign, it's his mouth he can't restrain. He's so far right, what is smart, he could destroy the grand old party. Vote Pat Buchanan for president. NAFTA will have to go away. All of your rights I'll subjugate. For family values based on hate. Vote Pat Buchanan for president. I'll arm Montana with nukes. Vote Pat Buchanan for president. Means that soon you'll be joining. You got to be joining. You know you'll be joining us.
Doll, he's better than he used to be. The presumptive nominee, even though he's 70. This old gray doll, he's hot, not like he used to be. Many campaigns ago, started all little slow, sounded to status quo. Now this whole old gray doll has beaten all the wannabes. Leader of the pack, gung-ho. Bob Dole quit. The Senate. You know it. America knows it. Bob Dole knows it. Bob Dole's wife knows it. The dog knows it.
Oh, baby.
There stand a lovely bunch of loco nuts. See them all standing in a row. Bold ones, cold ones, one as flat as his text, one is a creep and one is a dweep. They're all political hacks with flexes. There stands a lovely bunch of loco nuts. Listen to their pitch, oh how they twitch. There stands me wife, love me life, yelling, you had better win, you son of a bitch. My Arkansas palaver smooths my way. I'm presidential, far above the fray. Those who wannabes repeat their sad refrain, but in the Oval Office I ain't feeling their pain.
Well, Jim, we've been doing these Jim Click commercials now for 20 years.
That's right, exactly right, Poopa. 20 years of making myself into the most obnoxious person in Tucson.
Jim, you're pretty obnoxious.
That's exactly right, Poopa. And for a limited time, anyone more obnoxious than you or me who comes into Jim Click Ford, Toyota, Subaru, Mercury, Dodge, Plymouth, Hyundai, etc., will get 50% off.
What, Jim? Now, who could be more obnoxious than us?
You know about the Pima County Board of Supervisors, Poopa? Take your pick.
Don't pick it me, Argentina. Don't send me no subpoena. What's all this bother about the father? I've gone Latina. I'm Madonna, prima donna. I'm the broad who they malign. They don't like me on the pampas or in cities Argentine. I am starring as a Vita, which some think is asinine. I pissed off the Peronistas with this little asinine. That Evita, senorita, is the lady they enshrine. I am ruder and much cruder, and this is my bottom line.
M is for the many men who've made her. O is for the other sex did too. C is for her trainer and his muscle. H is for the heart she has for you. And you. And you. E is for her execrable exposure. R is for the rubbers she forgot. Put them all together, she's a mother. Unlike a virgin, this kid's misbegot.
Well, the Mexican city is breaking. Haciendas and hotels are shaking. On the beaches are tidal-waves breaking. Some apartments are about to become flats. Their foundations are softer than queso. And they're crumbling as fast as a peso. But we'll borrow some cash if you say so. And you bring us some crappy rats.
If you're over 55, I have some important health news for you. I'm Dick Armey, Majority Leader of the U.S. House of Representatives. I know how tragic any illness can be when you're up in years. A catastrophic illness can be, well, catastrophic. So let me tell you about the Republican Health Insurance Program. We call it the Don't Get Sick Plan, and anyone can qualify. Well, by now you're saying, what's the catch, Mr. Armey? Well, that's the great part. There is no catch. No checkup, no preconditions. Just don't get sick. I know by now you're also thinking, hey, Mr. Armey, oh, what will this cost? Don't worry about it. When we decide what we think you should pay to stay healthy, we'll let you know. Trust me. And you can trust the Republican Health Insurance Program. If you know what's good for you, then don't get sick.
This message paid for by 63,124 health insurance lobbyists in Washington, D.C.
Tell you a story about the CAP, bringing Colorado River water here for you and me. Took 60 years for them to dig a lousy ditch, and now they don't want it. Ain't that a bitch?
Brown water, that is.
Feed up our pumps.
Tasted like a swimming pool.
Well, the whole water project cost $1 billion. Now that we got it, the Blasted water sucks. All California wants to steal the CAP. If we don't use it, we'll go to Beverly.
Hills, that is.
Swimming pool.
How about you, members?
Viaducts. Along came a voter by the name of Bob. Back the referendum said his water's like the blob. Well, voted for it, though we might have got the screw. And into the ground go a bubbling crew. And water, that is.
Good riddance to bad water. Let's give the problem a chance to soak in.
Dry now. You hear?
He had to send to the eyes of the
queen at my side. Die she didn't like the rules that royalty must claim. She liked the title and the money too, but she didn't like the game. Buckingham, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Dear old Buckingham, grand old royalty, grand old royalty. Now it's time to put this on the papers happened wrong. As we'll have a royal holiday, the monarchy Seedy-ROM. You and I have always disagreed.
Mother will have the final word.
She can take on the world, Washington, and you're the biggest turn. Buckingham, you'll always be proud to be. Stand for Buckingham, down the royalty, down the royalty.
Ever wonder if you're getting all the minerals that your body needs every day? All those extra ingredients so important for growth, for good health, for energy. You may want to consider CAP Taster's Choice, the new Aquifer Charge product that removes that worry permanently. With CAP Taster's Choice, you needn't ever worry again about your daily requirement of lead, salt, lumber, sand, mold, or algae. And we can deliver it straight to your home and add those easy monthly payments directly to your tax bill. Take the guesswork out of your daily mineral requirements. Order CAP Taster's Choice today. Believe me, you've never tasted anything quite like it.
CAP Taster's Choice, the $60 billion mineral supplement, plumbing not included.
Oh, they kicked us off a mountain, yes they did, yes they did. Oh, they kicked us off a mountain cause we pitted. Cause we did? Cause we piddled on their flowers and cascading yellow showers. Like we should have more careful where we hid. Did we hid? So we needed a nice clean place to defecate. Defecate. We can't help it, must be something that we ate. Did we ate? When we gotta take a rap, when we gotta take a nap, then we're up all night and watch 'em fornicate. Don't be late.
Well, if that song made you sick, consider the news around the world. Of course, the way USA Today reports it, you only have to get a little sick.
Oh, Czechia, we Kolobresnia. While in Chiapas, nothing can stop us. Together we will travel on to free Taiwan.
But it's nice to know that when we finally take our troubles to other planets, modern science will make sure our habitats are habitable, if not hospitable.
Oh, Columbia, the bastion of science, is in charge now of biosphere too. They'll whip that place into compliance. Those bastions at Columbia, you.
Ah, the March of Progress. Isn't technology wonderful? It's even changed the way we get our news.
We don't see news in the star, on the net, that's where it all.
But some things never change. Take the French and their language, for example. Even the French who aren't in France. In Quebec, they're taking this idea of a national language to a new level.
In Quebec, you can't sell kosher Jewish food. Parlez-vous, not unless the label shows up on the table. En français, oy vey!
But in any language, it takes a lot of money to live like the rich. Just look at our own American royalty.
Camelot cost a lot.
Speaking of money, the price of organ transplants has gotten so high, we're starting to have to look for unusual sources for them, especially any sources we don't have to pay.
We went to the animal fair, the pigs and the mice were there. We got a spleen of a wolverine, some plants of a grizzly bear. The baboon, he got smart and tried to keep his heart. A technician decked him and pulled out his rectum and removed the usable parts.
As you know, here we tell it like it is. Of course, we never deliberately lie to you, but every now and then we just can't resist a joke, even if it's not true.
Whatever Bernard wants, Bernard gets.
See, it's not true. But seriously, folks, remember the good old days when the left-wing baby boomers were the ones who got into violent fits of righteous anger? Well, they're still righteously angry, but now that they're older, they have to be a bit more conservative about expressing it these days.
Baby boomers getting old, our hair is thin, our teeth are gold, acid indigestion's manifold. Baby boomers getting old. Lots more careful having sex, disapprove of Generation X. See the flabbiness around our pecs. Baby boomers getting old.
And speaking of being more conservative, Tucson Water is suggesting that we all be a bit more conservative now that the summer heat is on.
It's time to save water again. It's dry in the desert, my friend. You wait to wash your car, save your urine in a jar. They raise water rates once again.
And finally, the Conservative Congress has had quite a year, hasn't it? And like our chorus, they are out of here.
Pack up all the pigs and boats, grab your coats and the notes. Bye bye Beltway. We have had it up to here, say a cheer, disappear. Bye bye Beltway. Bradley, Nutt, and Schroeder are not grieving. Even Enid Waldholz will be leaving. Freshman class of 95, what a mess, you'll survive. Beltway, bye bye.
This just in. Coca-Cola, owner of the 1996 Olympic Games, has announced that after traveling thousands of miles across America, the Olympic flame will be carried into Atlanta by General Sherman. Lawyers for Timothy McVeigh have asked the judge in the Oklahoma City bombing case to throw out certain evidence because it proves their client is guilty as hell. Old MacDonald was dyslexic. O-I-E-I-E. Macy's department store has opened in Tucson and has promised our city its own version of their famous Thanksgiving Day parade, complete with bands, floats, and a giant inflated Jim Click. That's redundant, isn't it? So, I guess Jerry Garcia would be grateful. If you're really into escapism, get yourself thrown into the Wilmot prison. Get in line. The Tucson City Council has approved a plan suggested by Councilman Steve Leal to build a new Major League Baseball stadium on wheels. So that it can be moved from one proposed location to another. Councilwoman Janet Marcus said this should make everyone happy, even Ed Moore. And you can have the stadium towed to your house for a game or two by contacting Tucson Parks and Recreation. May is VD Awareness Month in Pima County. Pass it on. Teenagers, tumor-causing, teeth-staining, smelly, puking beings. The National Coalition for Traditional Family Values today condemned the new motion picture Twister as being, quote, one blowjob after another. Well, the Menendez brothers. And finally tonight, from the home office in Florence, Arizona, here are the top 10 reasons to re-elect Fife Symington. Seems appropriate to have the home office in Florence if we're going to talk about re-electing Fife. Here we go. Number 10. He's more honest than Ev Meekum. Number 9. If we draw a new card, the hand might get worse again. Number 8, if we ran him out of state, we'd all be fined for illegally dumping toxic waste. Number 7, he'll abolish chain gangs before he becomes a member of one. Number 6, he'll finance and build a new state capitol building where El Mercado used to be. Number 5, Fife sounds like the name of a Minuteman, if you know what I mean. Number 4, his wife Ann will lend each of us $10 million. Number 3, Montana has the Unabomber and Arizona needs a Harvard man too. Number 2, we've grown accustomed to disgrace. And the number 1 reason to elect Fife Symington, 2 words, he's indictable.
Oh, we'd better hurry. I still need to paw through some used clothing, talk some starving artists out of a decent price for his work, and grab a couple of cold ones at O'Malley's.
Relax. Everything's within easy reach here on 4th Avenue, if you can get across the street before the trolley knocks you on your ass.
That reminds me, I loved how you decked that panhandler back there.
Son of a bitch should be working for a living like decent people.
And I thought it was really generous of you to offer your critique of that street musician's performance.
Hey, if you're gonna play Bach on a chainsaw, you damn well do it right, I say.
4th Avenue, when you just feel like hanging out.
Here comes the groom, please don't presume. There'll be a bride standing by his side. If we assume
Same-sex marriage, same-sex marriage. What a job, it's coming to our head. Don't disparage, don't disparage. Is it awful, is it lawful? It makes the Pope see red. It may be legal soon for Hawaiians, 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 defiance, defiance. No Mr. in this new Miss Alliance, 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 Alliance. Same-sex marriage.
I love the way you do that.
Does the thought of cosmetic surgery terrify you? Then you need to see the friendly folks at Adobe Surgery, a truly Southwestern institution. At Adobe, we make properly placed incisions and rearrange the glop underneath your skin. Then we apply a soothing poultice of Adobe. That's right. Good Southwestern Adobe, straw and all. You'll forget all about excruciating pains that caliche seeps into your sinus cavities.
You'll rue the day you called Adobe.
I was once a wanted viewer, wallowing in the TV sewer, shows with sex and violence I adored. Now my viewing pleasure shot, ever since the day I got a V-chip plugged into my motherboard. V-chip's dad is Orrin Hatch, he has a lifelong love of snatching pleasure from the carnal side of life. When he's on C-SPAN orating about how TV needs castrating, I get worried about his lonely wife. V-chip might give Michael Jackson peaceful hetero satisfaction. On the other hand, how do we know? Dennis Rodman will always want to drill the basket instead of Madonna. Some folks love to flaunt a fur below. Now Baywatch babes may jiggle and tease us, but whenever my hard drive seizes, V-chip keeps me from St. Vitus dance. Lust and mayhem quickly ceases. It's like having a silicone Jesus watching from inside my underpants. Underpants, underpants. Jesus inside my underpants. Lust and mayhem quickly ceases. It's like having a silicone Jesus watching from inside my underpants.
Some Republican friends out there by applause? Hey, how are you? All right. Oh, look, some $25 cedars. Lucky you. I'll make you laugh so hard you'll burst your colostomy bag. Somebody tell me what the difference is between Rush Limbaugh and the Hindenburg? I'll tell you, one's a fascist gas bag, the other's history. What did the Republicans have a couple of years ago? They had Willie Horton. Lucky us. We got Gingrich Newton this time around. The man who says, we're the party of family values. And Jeffrey Dahmer's the frugal gourmet. I used to work for a newspaper, Arizona Daily Star. Now I work for the goddamn table of contents for StarNet. So you got some stories here that are just fascinating. Anniversary coming up. Yeah, Maria Shriver and Arnold Schwarzenegger are celebrating 3 years. I know why those two got married. They are hoping to breed a race of bulletproof Kennedys. Write a letter to the editor, will you? Yes. Hey, was Madonna great? I can't remember the last time I saw a huge pair of Paul Marshes like that, huh? Shocking news in my little town, Marana, where I live. Thanks, Ed. O.J. Simpson is apparently thinking of moving to Marana. He wants to live in a town where everyone's got the same DNA. That's good. Yeah. Oh man, that town's growing. Sometimes I think the only thing that can stop growth in Marana is a stucco shortage. Very nice. I think my favorite story I couldn't draw a cartoon about. We just last week out of Phoenix, a man apparently managed to shoot himself right in the Symington. I want to look at the story. I want to find out the real story. I want to find the guts of the story. So I call it the Phoenix. I'm talking to a reporter. Apparently, they left out a little detail of the story. It was at night. The man was in his bedroom. He thought there was an intruder in the room. Oh my God, it's a bald dwarf with a turtleneck. Man, I got a helpful hint for you. If this ever happens to you, do what I do. Strangle him. Yeah. Well, on the private front, speaking of strangling, managed to sit one past the goalie. My wife is pregnant. She's a teacher. Found out something wonderful about teachers. Any teachers out there in the audience? Go home. Go to sleep. Teachers are wonderful. I found this out on our honeymoon because teachers make you repeat an exercise till you get it right. I gotta tell you, the great thing about this is I have completely forgotten. I am 40 years old now. I'm too old for this. We go to the gynecologist's office. The nurse says, Miss Fitzsimmons, would you like to come along for the exams? Like, oh, okay, yeah. Says, oh, we're in the office. We're standing there waiting. Oh, door opens. Nurse just beats her head in. Miss Fitzsimmons, do us a little favor, will you? Will you just take off your things, hop up there, put your feet up in the stirrups, cover yourself paper, be right back. Boom, 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 boom. 5 seconds. She is up there and ready. I'm thinking to myself, I wish I had that kind of commanding voice. Jeez. But I want to talk to you about politics. The election's coming up. Whoa! Hey, come on, if you don't follow the news and you don't think Bill Clinton doesn't get erections, you're out of your mind, huh? I'm pretty excited about this election. I got the same feeling I got when I walk into a Blockbuster video store on a Saturday night and all the good ones have been checked out. Oh, God. And now we're left with the remaining 2 dwarves, Grumpy and Dopey. I don't know about you, but I cannot vote for a man, honestly, who cannot work a joint. What is that? So it's interesting ways. We got Bill Clinton, we got Bob Dole, we got Pat Buchanan. Basically, we got white water, white bread, and white hood. My favorite part coming up, the Paula Jones allegation, you know. She says in the hotel room, she was there with Bill, he dropped his trousers, and he said to her, touch it. Evidence he's a Democrat, because if he were Republican, he simply would have said, less is more. GOP convention's coming up. I wish I could go to that thing. My favorite part would be Ralph Reed and the Christian Coalition. They'll be showing a short feature film called Give Me That Old Time Religion. You know, the one that was mute during the Civil Rights Movement and the Vietnam War. And my favorite part, the Nuremberg Rally, Bring Your Own Torches, featuring Pat Buchanan, the soul of the Republican Party. Oh, Well, it rhymes with soul. What a thrill having him here in town for the Tucson Rodeo Parade. That was so exciting, and what a marvelous record-setting moment. Because in that rodeo parade, we had 1,367 horses and one jackass. He's had a lot of trouble lately because of his chief speechwriter. Oh man, is that not what Major Baseball needs right now? A designated Hitler. Those of you interested in bumper stickers, I have them on sale in the lobby. I came up with this one just the other day. Right behind my number 2 favorite, growth happens. See the documentary about this guy? Dead Man Walking. This guy's got those movie star looks, doesn't he? Bela Lugosi. I thought Nixon was dead. Ah, he's back. Oh, God. Why is he so upset about Hillary? Why is he so upset about Hollywood and films? Good God, what's all that about? I saw that movie. What was the one with the dancers? What was the name of that movie? You were there. Oh, no, not me. Hey. Teacher? Yeah, Showgirls. I love that movie. In fact, I read Pee Wee Herman gave it 3 thumbs up. I know for a fact Bob Dole can never be president of the United States for one good reason. The inauguration ceremony. Put your left hand on the Bible. Raise your right hand. Oh, you want value jet jokes, huh? Oh, lucky us. I'm on Air McFrugals. Used to be known as pick through the wreckage and save. Which of course brings me logically to Arizona. More progressive than Montana. Yeah, I am sick of these redneck hee-haw-jihad, redneck blah, F-Troop the live ammo version hillbillies. I'm kind of praying if anything wipes out the small family farm in the 90s, it's an FBI SWAT team. Fire danger is pretty high, so be pretty careful. I don't want to see any of you tonight rubbing 2 of anything together. And in fact, I read just the other day that Danny Ekstrom is prohibited until October from wearing corduroy pants. We got to protect our environment because it's threatened by things like, well, the legislature. Hey, look behind some interesting legislation this season. Oh, I see some now. Thank you. Yeah, they believe in protecting the desert. Preserving it under about 1.5 inches of asphalt. Fife Symington reviewing his assets. Oh boy, did we get a bargain with Fife Symington, huh? Meekum with brains. This guy a genius. What a wizard, too. I love it. Remember the Supreme Court ruling recently about casinos? Apparently, Native Americans may not be able to have casinos after about the year 2002. Fife Symington was concerned. He suggested that they watch their money, and he had the nerve to say in an actual quote, I hope the income that they make now, I hope they invest it wisely. I'm thinking, thank you, Ace Ventura, financial wizard. Tucson, ancient Indian word, means El Paso with saguaros. We have a wonderful city hall. Our city hall makes the Three Stooges film look like a Mensa meeting. No, it's true. I mean, look at this town. Aviation Highway. Anybody drive here on Aviation Highway? Who the hell uses that road? It goes out to Davis Mountain Air Force Base in downtown. What is it? There's like 10,000 retired master sergeants who ache to come downtown to buy leather goods at the leather store downtown Saturday night? Good thinking. Caught in the suicide lanes. I was there when they came up with the idea. We got kind of traffic congestion problems down Speedway 5th. What do you think we ought to do? I got a great idea. Prop 200. I was against Prop 200. Excuse me. I can see why you were in vote for it. I mean, it was the wording in the thing. You walk into the ballot, it says, would you like to really screw the city? Oh, I don't know. Yeah. City fathers say this summer, we might experience drought, but they won't have to engage in water rationing because if we ever run short of water, we can just squeeze the heads of Prop 200 supporters. Ooh, they're all wet. This just in, a poor Leah Moore has been rushed to a hospital. Keno Hospital. Yes, just yesterday he had emergency surgery. Anus transplant. Tragically, the anus is rejecting him. Say, I hope that when you look at the newspaper in the mornings, you think to yourself, oh, I wonder what he'd like to be drawing. Well, we got excitement here in Tucson. We got Mayor George Miller. Thank you, Sherlock Homeless. There's a fun guy. Eyes that say Prozac. Oh, God, I love this baseball stadium. Who's the genius that thought of putting the baseball stadium? Where is it? It's at the corner of Crack and Drive-By. That's going to be fun. Whoa! Come to Tucson, Arizona. Enjoy our 3-inning afternoon game. Sun setting. I'm out of here. Is that a homer? No, it's a homie. I know why you're all here. You want to see that drawing I drew way back in '94 when the Republicans kicked the Democrats' ass in Congress? Yeah, my editor said, no, we can't run it. It's inappropriate. Come on, I heard. It's obvious at this point that a third party is going to be created. Gee, I don't know. What do you think this half-breed thing will look like? Oh, gee. I don't know. Can anybody picture maybe a jackass with big ears? I don't know.
I love my job at Largo Realty. I love to listen as my clients tell me the special things about their homes, about memories dear to them. There's that bullet hole in the family room window, put there by a drive-by shooter, killed Uncle Henry as he sat watching Married with Children. And those funny little spots on the carpeting left there so lovingly by the family pets. Or maybe it's that darn commode that never stopped leaking. My job is to find a buyer who will treasure that home as much as my client has, quickly, so my client can get the hell out of there.
Roy Largo Realty. We care.
How do you solve a problem like Montana? How do you deal with activistic crooks? Why did the free men hold up in Montana? Those gun-toting freaks, those internet geeks, those spooks. Oh, that's when the Unabomber felt much calmer, building his bomb so very carefully. His manifesto's flaws were in a noble cause. He writes just like a Harvard PhD. Oh, why did the crazies gather in Montana? Maybe because it's next to Idaho.
We free men steal from everyone. The best things in life are free. Too cool to rob at point of gun, we take electronically. The checks that we forge, we sign them all, George. We're free to defraud. You guys are fraud. The FBI can't make us pay. We're squatters for anarchy. Unabomber, jump to Unabomber. Unabomber, jump to boom away. Jump to boom away, let's go. One is missing, 9 to go. Hey, let's go. Hey, let's go. No, 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 9 to go. Oh, Unabomber, jump to Unabomber. Unabomber, jump to boom away. Jump to boom away, la hand. Modern life is overplanned. Hey, la hand, hey, la hand. Every hand overplanned. Oh, Unabomber, jump to Unabomber. Unabomber, jump to boom away. Jump to boom away, let me chop it up for anarchy. Hey, let me, anarchy on the street. Oh, Unabomber, jump to Unabomber. Unabomber, jump to boom away. Jump to boom away, le brain. Technocrats are such a pain. Hey, le brain, such a pain in the brain. Oh, Unabomber, jump to Unabomber. Unabomber, jump to boom away.
Slimington, slimy.
This Canadian grand is Arizona's personal land. Right here, he's making a stand. Don't close this gate. Our trigger is starting to itch. And 5 is getting a twitch. Our Pipey is a man, he's a great businessman. He robbed that pension fund. The white-collar desperado who built El Mercado has said that he is now bankrupt. Oh, Pipey had a wife to grub-stake his life. He said he's not corrupt. The white-collar desperado who built El Mercado has said that he is now bankrupt. It was good old Fife who said when he was running, he'd run the state like his biz. But one day he was real rich, then he had a little hitch. He went and said he's now bankrupt. Oh, Fife, he had a wife to grub-stake his wife. He said he is not corrupt. No, I call a desperado who built El Mercado. They said that he is now bankrupt. Have been a witness to the antics of a fight. He is marching to Grand Canyon, no regard for limb or life. Gonna keep the parkland open as a tribute to his wife, with threats to Washington. Glory, glory.